Every morning, millions of seniors wake up and do the same thing. They pour a cup of coffee, maybe nibble on toast, and start their day without thinking twice. But what if I told you that this quiet little habit might be the reason your legs are getting weaker each year? That what you skip before 8 a.m. could be silently stealing your strength, balance, and freedom to move? The truth is, it's not age that makes most people dependent on walkers or canes. It's breakfast done wrong, and the fix isn't complicated, it's not expensive, and it doesn't require a gym. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 simple morning shifts that can literally turn back the clock on your leg health after 60. So, if staying independent matters to you or someone you love, don't scroll past. Hit like, subscribe to our channel, and stick with me. And hey, what's your go-to breakfast right now? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear it.
Welcome to Stories True Health, where real stories meet real science. Guided by Dr. True, we uncover the hidden truths behind aging, healing, and the choices that shape our future.
Dr. Helen Moore had seen it all in her 40 years of geriatric practice. From elite former athletes to humble war veterans, she had watched strong, independent men and women gradually become unsteady, hesitant, and eventually dependent not from disease but from something much quieter, the slow erosion of their leg muscles. Every morning at her Vermont clinic, she would ask the same question before checking blood pressure or reading charts. "What did you have for breakfast?" Most patients blinked, shrugged, or laughed it off. But Helen knew this wasn't a throwaway question. She had long discovered that one of the most overlooked causes of declining mobility in seniors wasn't aging itself, it was what they skipped at 7 a.m. The process is called sarcopenia, a condition marked by the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength, especially in the legs. Starting as early as age 60, sarcopenia doesn't come with pain or dramatic symptoms. Instead, it sneaks in through small changes, a slower walk, difficult rising from a chair, or subtle imbalance when climbing stairs. According to the National Institute on Aging, if left unchecked, adults can lose up to 33% of their leg muscle mass by the age of 70. And the consequences are far-reaching loss of independence, increased falls, and a higher risk of hospitalization. Dr. Moore vividly recalls Charles, a 71-year-old former truck driver who walked in one winter using a cane. He wasn't sick, just tired of feeling his knees buckle when stepping off a curb, tired of gripping furniture for balance. After examining him and reviewing his habits, Helen found the missing piece. Charles hadn't eaten breakfast in over 20 years, just a cup of black coffee and silence. To support her observations, Helen turned to a landmark study by Tufts University's Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging. The study showed that seniors who consumed a protein-rich breakfast regained up to 35% more leg strength in just 8 weeks, compared to those who skipped it. That wasn't theory, it was transformation. When the body wakes up after fasting overnight, it needs fuel not just for energy, but for muscle preservation. Without it, the body enters a catabolic state, breaking down muscle tissue, particularly from the legs, which are large and energy demanding. It's not just about nutrition. It's about signaling to the body, I want to stay strong today. Dr. Moore made it her mission to teach patients that breakfast wasn't optional, it was therapeutic. Now Charles is walking again. No cane, no fear. And every morning before sunrise, he cracks an egg into a pan and toasts a slice of whole grain bread, whispering Dr. Moore's name with a smile. That simple act, repeated daily, gave him back something priceless: control. But most seniors are still getting it wrong, and in Chapter 2, The Missing Meal, what most seniors get wrong, we'll dive into the critical breakfast mistakes that accelerate leg muscle loss without people even realizing it. Every morning, millions of older adults across America unknowingly make a decision that quietly undermines their leg strength. They skip breakfast, reach for a cup of black coffee, maybe nibble on white toast or sugary cereal, and tell themselves they'll eat something later. But by then, the damage has already begun. After a night of sleep, the body enters a fasted state, and if food isn't introduced shortly after waking, it shifts into catabolism, the breakdown of muscle for energy. This is especially dangerous for adults over 60, whose ability to synthesize new muscle already declines due to age-related hormonal changes. According to a study published by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older individuals who consumed low-protein or high-sugar breakfasts had significantly reduced muscle protein synthesis rates compared to those who had balanced nutrient-dense morning meals. The lead researchers noted that just one poorly designed breakfast could delay recovery from muscle loss for days. This is not just a matter of nutrition, it's a matter of functionality, independence, and safety. Dr. Helen Moore often sees the consequences firsthand. One of her longtime patients, Ruth, a 66-year-old retired school teacher, came to her complaining of nightly leg cramps and growing instability while walking her dog. Ruth believed she was doing everything right, eating plenty of vegetables, walking daily, but confessed she skipped breakfast most days or had nothing but fruit. Her body starved of protein, and key minerals in the morning had slowly turned to her leg muscles for fuel. As Dr. Moore explained, the muscles in the legs are some of the most metabolically active and largest in the body. They require steady energy and amino acid input, especially in the morning when nutrient stores are lowest. Without it, these muscles shrink fatigue faster and become more injury-prone. Worse still, when breakfast is skipped repeatedly, the body gets used to cannibalizing muscle, which leads to a compounding decline in strength coordination and balance over time. Ruth's story isn't rare, it's typical. Dr. Moore educated her on breakfast physiology and helped her rebuild a morning routine focused on leg-saving nutrients. Within 6 weeks, Ruth no longer feared stairs or evening walks. Her cramps diminished. Her confidence returned. It all began with one question. What do you eat when you wake up? Breakfast is not about calories. It's about sending the right biochemical message to your body. Preserve, repair, rebuild. The wrong meal or no meal at all sends the opposite message: deplete, degrade, decline. The key lies not just in eating, but in eating the right things at the right time. In the next chapter, we'll explore exactly what those things are in Chapter 3, the 5 foundations, foods that fight muscle loss. Once patients understand the danger of skipping or misplanning breakfast, the next critical question becomes, what should they eat? Dr. Helen Moore teaches that not all breakfast foods are created equal, especially when it comes to preserving leg muscle in older adults. The key is to choose foods that stimulate muscle protein. Synthesis improves circulation balance, blood sugar, and deliver anti-inflammatory nutrients. Her 5 foundations are simple, affordable, and backed by science. First on the list, whole eggs. More than just a protein source, eggs, especially the yolk, contain leucine, a powerful amino acid that kickstarts muscle-building processes. According to a study from the University of Illinois, older adults who consume 2 whole eggs daily for 8 weeks significantly improved their leg strength and overall mobility compared to those who avoided yolks or consumed lower-quality proteins. The combination of protein B, vitamins, and choline in eggs supports not only muscle function, but also nerve signaling between the brain and legs. Second, oatmeal paired with chia seeds. Oatmeal delivers slow-burning carbohydrates that provide consistent energy to muscles, while chia seeds supply omega-3s, magnesium, and potassium, all essential for muscle contraction and preventing cramps. Research published in the journal Nutrients highlighted that older adults with diets rich in magnesium and omega-3s had a 22% lower risk of sarcopenia and showed better physical performance scores over time. Third, bananas. Often overlooked, this fruit is nature's electrolyte powerhouse, packed with potassium and vitamin B6. These nutrients support nerve-muscle coordination, especially important in aging legs. Harvard University researchers found that seniors who consume potassium-rich diets experienced fewer nighttime leg cramps and were less likely to develop gait instability. Fourth, Greek yogurt. With double the protein of regular yogurt and high levels of casein, a slow-digesting protein. Greek yogurt is perfect for countering the overnight muscle breakdown that happens during sleep. A study conducted at Maastricht University in the Netherlands found that older adults who consumed 20 grams of high-quality protein from yogurt each morning showed measurable gains in leg strength within just 6 weeks. Fifth, salmon or other fatty fish. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids like EPA and DHA, salmon reduces inflammation and enhances the body's ability to absorb and use protein. A clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that older adults who ate fatty fish twice a week maintained more leg muscle mass and had a 36% lower risk of falls compared to those who did not. These 5 breakfast staples form a nutritional shield against the muscle loss that silently chips away at mobility after age 60. They nourish the body, energize the legs, and restore a sense of control. But there's one combination Dr. Moore calls the overlooked miracle, a duo of natural ingredients that target leg health from an entirely different angle. That secret is revealed next in Chapter 4, the secret combo sweet potatoes and sea salt. Among all the carefully selected breakfast items Dr. Helen Moore recommends, there's one simple, often underestimated pairing she refers to as the overlooked miracle for leg health in seniors' steamed sweet potatoes with a pinch of natural sea salt. While it might sound too basic to be powerful, this combination delivers a potent blend of minerals and carbohydrates that specifically support muscle function, hydration, and morning energy balance. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, which replenish glycogen stores in leg muscles after an overnight fast. Unlike processed carbs, their slow-digesting starch provides steady energy without causing blood sugar spikes, which is crucial for older adults whose glucose regulation often becomes more fragile with age. More importantly, sweet potatoes contain high levels of potassium, magnesium, manganese, and vitamin C nutrients that support nerve signaling, muscle contraction, and inflammation control. The potassium and magnesium in particular act as natural muscle relaxants and are essential for preventing cramps and stiffness that often plague seniors during early movement. A study by the French Institute of Mineral Nutrition found that older adults who incorporated a high-fiber, mineral-rich breakfast, such as sweet potatoes with sea salt, experienced a 41% improvement in balance and nearly 50% fewer falls within 90 days. This improvement is not just about stronger muscles, but more efficient communication between nerves and muscles, allowing for quicker reflexes and more stable footing. The second part of this duo, Celtic or Himalayan sea salt, completes the equation. Unlike regular table salt, which is heavily refined and stripped of nutrients, natural mineral salts contain over 80 trace elements, including calcium, magnesium, and zinc. These elements are critical for maintaining proper fluid balance inside muscle cells, ensuring muscles remain pliable and responsive instead of tight or fatigued. Sea salt also aids in replenishing electrolytes lost overnight, which many seniors fail to replace before beginning their day. Electrolyte deficiency, especially sodium and magnesium, is a leading cause of morning dizziness and leg cramps. When taken in moderation, about 1/5 teaspoon with warm water or sprinkled lightly on food. Sea salt supports hydration without significantly raising blood pressure, especially when balanced with potassium-rich foods like sweet potatoes. This combo works best when eaten within 30 minutes of waking. Starting the day with warm steamed sweet potatoes and a touch of natural sea salt not only energizes the body, but primes the muscles to function smoothly, reducing the risk of instability throughout the morning. Ruth, Dr. Moore's patient, now begins each morning with half a sweet potato and says it's the first time in years she doesn't feel fear stepping out of bed. It's a ritual that's easy to overlook but powerful when practiced. Still, food is just part of the healing process. Dr. Moore believes that what we do in the first few moments of the day before we even sit down to eat can either support or sabotage our muscle health. In Chapter 5, Morning Rituals that heal more than just food, we'll explore 5 daily habits that work hand in hand with nutrition to restore leg strength, balance, and confidence. For Dr. Helen Moore, the secret to lasting leg strength goes beyond food. It begins with how we start each morning. After decades of treating seniors with declining balance and strength, she realized that even the best breakfast won't work if the body isn't properly primed. That's why she developed 5 simple morning rituals designed to support muscle function, circulation, and coordination habits that take less than 10 minutes but offer lifelong returns. The first ritual is deceptively easy. Drink a glass of warm water mixed with 1/5 teaspoon of Celtic or Himalayan sea salt within 5 minutes of waking. Overnight, the body becomes mildly dehydrated and electrolyte levels drop. This can cause morning dizziness, cramps, and poor blood flow to the legs. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that mild dehydration in adults over 65 significantly increases the risk of falls and morning instability. By restoring fluids and electrolytes early, the body becomes more alert, muscles more responsive, and balance steadier. The second ritual is the 3-minute balance exercise. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair, lift one foot 2 to 4 inches off the floor, hold for 10 seconds, then switch legs. Repeat 5 times per side. This movement activates the stabilizing muscles in your calves, thighs, and hips muscles that atrophy fastest with age. It also retrains your brain to improve proprioception, the body's awareness of position and movement, which is key for avoiding falls and stumbles. The third ritual is mindful rising. Instead of leaping out of bed, Dr. Moore advises patients to sit up. Slowly take 3 deep breaths and rotate wrists and ankles for 30 seconds. This gently reactivates circulation to the limbs and brain, preventing sudden lightheadedness and allowing a graceful, safe transition into the day. The fourth ritual is to spend just 5 minutes in early sunlight. Standing by a window or stepping outside helps regulate circadian rhythms and stimulates natural vitamin D production, a nutrient essential for bone density and neuromuscular control. According to research from Boston University Medical Center, seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had stronger lower body function and faster walking speeds than those with deficiencies. The final ritual is to never delay nourishment. Even if you're not ready for a full breakfast, consume something small, half a banana, a boiled egg, or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. Doing so signals your body to stop breaking down muscle and start the recovery process. Dr. Moore's patients who adopted these rituals report not only better balance and fewer cramps, but also a restored sense of control and confidence as they move through the day. It's not about drastic changes, it's about consistency and intention. Together, these small acts form the foundation of what she calls functional mornings, moments that protect independence before the world even wakes up. But food habits and science only matter if they empower people to live more freely. In the final segment, we'll reflect on the heart of the message, why preserving your legs isn't just about walking, it's about preserving your freedom. Your legs are more than just tools for movement, they are the foundation of your freedom, independence, and daily joy. Over these chapters, we've learned that small choices like eating the right breakfast, adding a pinch of salt, or taking 5 minutes to stretch can protect and restore leg strength, especially after 60. Science supports it. Real people like Charles and Ruth have lived it. The truth is, you don't lose mobility overnight. It slips away quietly through skipped meals, missed routines, and forgotten care. But the good news, you can take it back the same way, one morning, one choice, one small step at a time. Tomorrow, when you wake up, ask yourself, will this be another day I let my legs weaken, or the day I choose strength, balance, and freedom? The answer begins with your first 10 minutes. You deserve to stand strong. Now, take that first step. If you found this guide helpful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone you care about. Your small action might be the reason someone else keeps walking tall.